For most of the 18th and early 19th centuries, the Hudson River, even just above New York City, was still fairly quiet, pastoral, and undeveloped. That changed with the advent of the railroads, and it changed far more with the growth of big industry along the once sleepy Hudson River towns like Sleepy Hollow, where by the 20th century, a massive auto assembly plant sprawled along the riverbank. In a century, the Hudson had gone from pastoral to polluted.
The river just had such a bad reputation. When they would paint cars at the GM plant, you knew what color cars they were painting because the river in front of the plant would be that color.
Jeff Anzavino grew up along the Hudson just across from Tarrytown. For more than 3 decades, he's been director of land use advocacy for Scenic Hudson, a nonprofit that's worked to protect, preserve, and revitalize land and communities in the Hudson River Valley since 1963.
Public access is huge. We want people to connect with the river. When children connect with the river, they love the river, they're going to grow up like me and fight for the river.
In 1996, the 90-acre riverfront auto plant here closed, followed by other industrial closings.
What would we have seen just 30 years ago?
Less. Yeah, up until the early 90s, this would have been a concrete and asphalt batch plant. No connection to the river. People can't walk here.
They can now.
Everybody loves it. All my friends come over. We meet people here all the time. And they're extending it. So now we can walk through the new development, beautifully landscaped. And today I'm walking all the way up to Sleepy Hollow.
So success story here by the river.
Absolutely.
In 2014, public-private partnerships led to mixed-use development along the Tarrytown and Sleepy Hollow riverfront. Scenic Hudson spearheaded the creation of public green space and the start of what will be a 51-mile contiguous riverwalk. Just south of Tarrytown in Irvington, another dramatic transformation from contaminated industrial site to a lushly green 12-acre park.
These villages are all about reconnecting to the river, not turning their backs to the river, but embracing the river as their future.
We, on this day, were ready to embrace lunch. Not to mention the opportunity to visit an iconic Bronx deli, all without leaving Westchester. In March 2024, in Ardsley, New York, legendary Liebman's Jewish Deli opened its first ever second location.
There's a demand for deli, not just with the Jewish community, but with New Yorkers in general. We had that inkling that it would do well here.
While the original Bronx location opened in 1953, Yuval Deckel's dad bought it in the 1980s, and Yuval now owns both locations. Clearly, the new one not only looks much like the old one, but tastes like it too.
Pastrami on rye, matzo ball soup, frankfurters, knishes, stuffed cabbage rolls, chopped liver. Everything that we have here is made in-house. We're really proud of that.
We've been waiting for this for a long time. It kind of replicates what you have down in Riverdale. It's got that same feel, even though it's new.
40 gallons chicken soup.
Yeah, all the goodness in there. Carrots, celery, onions,
I'll
dill.
take it.
We did finally sit and eat, or fresh, as one might say in Yiddish.
Freshly sliced pastrami on rye, super crunchy dill pickles, and a matzo ball the size of a shot put. Pretty much deli heaven right here.
Nearby, that big river beckoned again, with a chance to get up close and on it.
I think people get out here and they go, wait a minute. I could see New York City off a few miles in the distance there. I literally took a 20-minute train ride up here to Tarrytown, but I'm looking at all this beauty here.
Mike Napoleon leads kayak tours for Hudson River Recreation, which takes advantage of its Sleepy Hollow location to get out at the Hudson River's second widest point, nearly 3 miles across here.
I mean, this is a beautiful river. However, this is about as close to open water as a river is going to get.
What are the actual challenges of kayaking on the Hudson River?
The width of it, as well as the depth of it, as well as also the boat traffic that you encounter here.
And the ocean is only a bit to the south of here, exerting its own unique challenges.
The tide pushes up from the south, and depending on what's going on there, as well as the winds.
Yes, the wind, which in advance of a late-day thunderstorm suddenly kicked up pretty good along with rolling whitecaps. We did have to give up on getting to the Cuomo Bridge, which, between the waves and the current, seemed to be receding from us. All good. It was a thrill to be out on this fabled river, waves, wind, current, and all.
And you heard Ted mention that the Mario Cuomo Bridge replaced what was long known as the Tappan Zee Bridge. And that name actually makes sense when you understand that that's a challenging, wide part of the Hudson at Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, Tappan refers to the local Native Americans of that area in New York. Zee is Dutch for sea. So together they describe the river's wide sea-like feel.
Which Ted found out firsthand in those choppy conditions. Coming up, the nation's first regulation bowling alley.